What's going on, guys? B&B Ventures back again. How to make money buying cars, part 2. I'm going to jump straight into my laptop, so let's get into it. We're into the laptop. Just want to say thanks to everyone. I've now got 5 subscribers. The previous response on the video was insane, as I said. 5 subscribers, 0 comments. So unfortunately I don't have any vehicles which anyone's asked me to evaluate, so I'll just go with what vehicles I thought. So let's have a look. So this is the vehicle return on investment spreadsheet, and I've just disappeared. This is where you are a newbie to QuickTime. Don't worry, guys, I'm way ahead of you. I watched the tutorial and where is it? View, float on top. There she is, baby. Right. So if you look on the right hand side of the screen, you will see I've got my current standard details and usage. So as I said in the last video, by the way, if you haven't watched that video, head back to part 1 to sort of see what I'm talking about and see what we're trying to do with this whole thing. But what I said was, originally I bought a BMW 1 Series for £10,800 and I average 8,000 miles a year. So this is the required fuel per annum in gallons, 166, and it's a diesel car. I spelled diesel wrong, I'll correct that. Current fuel price £1.30, so this goes into my current cost per annum. So I've got servicing £200 per year, MOT £50 a year, insurance £400. I'm a 26-year-old single man living alone in the UK, so that's the price. Park the car on the drive, that sort of thing. General maintenance £800. That's probably, it seems quite steep, but I have actually had a few issues with it in terms of brake calipers, brake discs keep warping, just issues like that, and traction control modules go in, but there we go, such is life. So I've allocated £800 for that. Fuel, that's basically the calculation between the required fuel per annum and the cost of diesel, and the road tax is £140. So at the moment, to run that vehicle costs me estimated £2,500 a year to complete the current mileage that I use and whatnot. So if we look at the current return on investment from using a standard vehicle, I mean, this is a diesel car which does nearly 50 miles to the gallon, so it's not outrageous, to be fair. And over 3 years, the current valuation of my car is £8,000. So I've lost £2,800 on the price and a minus 26% return on investment. So average that per year, I got a loss of 8.64%. So not great. But in terms of general cars, you could almost say not bad. But as we know from the previous one, and if you've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, link in the description. Get on it if you haven't already. Trust me, it's a good one. Cars are a liability and not an asset, so it's just part of the game. If you're buying liabilities, you have to expect that they are going to cost you money. They're going to take money out of your pocket at the end of every month or every year. That's what a liability is. So, as I said previously, my proven example, because I looked at these 3 years ago and I knew how much they were, and I can see how much they are now. BMW E36 M3s. Fuel economy, not as good. So this is the investment vehicle column, and remember guys, I'm giving this Excel away at the end of the video, so make sure you get on it. I will do another video if I get any comments and anyone wants me to talk about anything else or any other questions or any other thoughts on this whole thing. So if I don't get any comments like I didn't on the other one, I won't do it. But I will put a link in the description to give you the Excel. So make sure to check that out. So 3 years ago, BMW E36 M3s, picture up here if you don't know what it is. They were £6 on average. Now, still using this as the daily car, I would still do 8,000 miles per year, and I'll be buying petrol, which is sorry, I was just checking. That is premium fuel. So that is the cost, that is the requirement for premium fuel. So if you use cheap fuel, you would probably make more money actually. I might change that in a second. So the estimated servicing, I've kept it reasonably the same because, I mean, mine's an M Sport Beamer, twin turbo. This is a naturally aspirated straight six, one of BMW's sort of more proven and sort of basic-ish engines in terms of maintenance and management. I mean, they've got like a Vanos system, which there has been issues, but I won't go into it. I won't bore you. Let's stay on track. Estimated servicing 200, MOT 50 quid, insurance bit more money 565, general maintenance I've left for 800 quid, fuel £2, so almost double the cost of fuel, road tax again a lot more money. So basically the increased cost of ownership on an investment vehicle over a standard vehicle would be £1,368 per year. So it's going to cost you sort of £1.5 to have this vehicle over a standard vehicle that you would use day to day. So now I've taken this cost into account over 3 years, which really does make it more legit, so we say. So the investment length, 3 years, amount invested, £10,105, and that is basically that 1,300 quid times by 3 over 3 years. So that's what you get. The predicted sale price, we actually know the predicted sales price because this is 3 years on from when you could have bought one for £6. So the investment gain, you'd have made 2,900 quid, there or thereabouts. Return on investment, 28.65%. And the annual average return of 9.55%. Now, in the previous video, we said we went for the S&P 500 was the 90-year average return of 9.8%. So we're just under. But if I quickly, I'm going to go for it, quickly change the fuel from premium fuel to standard fuel, then we may be in business and we may have actually smashed the target. So let's have a look. B6 to B5. Oh no, I've done the wrong one. Fuel. Haha, damn it. Hang on. Fuel. B9H.
A few moments later.
Oh no, so that is right. So yeah, that is right. That is the cost of standard fuel. So what we can see is we haven't hit our exact benchmark of 9.8%, but in terms of turning a vehicle which was going to lose you on average minus 8.64%, so every year you were going to lose 8% of your invested money, now we're going to gain 9.5% of your invested money. Question is this going to continue to go over the long term, or is this just sort of a peak and then the price is going to tail off? Well, I'll leave that up for you guys to decide, but personally I think that's quite a goer, to be fair. So what am I thinking is a car that may replicate or even better this performance. Now, the Mercedes SL 500, I believe it's the R129 model, which is the 1990 sort of 2, that era. So this is the V8 version, 300 horsepower, convertible, rear wheel drive, automatic, proper sort of steezy cruiser, like a Don car. Let's not beat around the bush. This is a Don car. So the purchase price, 7 grand. Now this is probably a sort of an eBay job which you may get slightly lucky. You might have to pay 8, you might have to pay 9 if you want one that's in better nick. But I've seen them go for 7, and I've been on the lookout for them at around that price. Now, I've changed it to 2000. I'll change it back because I was going mad thinking I could use this as a weekend car, but I'm keeping it on track. So, same mileage, same fuel required. Well, more fuel required because of the lower fuel consumption. Servicing wise, I've kept it the same. £200 servicing, MOT 50 quid, insurance I did get a quote, 462, maintenance £800, fuel 2,273 quid, and fuel road tax a lot more. Probably because it's a V8, but there we go. At the end of the day, it's a V8, and everyone loves a V8, and I've always wanted to own one, so that's almost a goer straight away. So the increased cost of ownership over a standard vehicle is 1,500 quid for the year, there or thereabouts. So over 3 years, the amount you're going to pay over the standard vehicle is going to be the purchase price of 7 grand plus the increased cost of ownership of 1,500 quid times by the 3 years. So every year it's another 1,500 quid. So in total, you've put 11,400 into that car over the cost of owning a normal one. Predicted sale price, I've been very low balling here at 15 grand. Go onto eBay now and have a look. You will see them creeping up, and some people are already getting a bit sort of big for their boots, thinking they're getting about 18 grand at the moment. So it's right on the cusp of hockey sticking. And if you don't know what hockey sticking is, it's basically when a stock is going nowhere and then suddenly it picks traction and goes shoo, and the price goes massive. And that's what would be ideal, to be fair. So let's look at the numbers. Investment gain or loss. So on this, you've invested 11,416. Say you sell it for 15. That's being pretty conservative. I think you can make more than that. But there we go. Let's go with 15. Investment gain, 3.5 grand in the bank. Return on investment is 31%, which is solid. Let's not joke. That is a solid gain over 3 years. So annually, that's 10.4%, 10.5%. So basically, that's an S&P 500 average return beta, and this is your turn. What you've got to remember, guys, is 10% may not seem like a great deal, but you're driving a cool car, a desirable, nostalgic car, and you can choose whatever you want if you sort of stick to a formula and look at what's already out there. E36 Beamers went mad. E36 M3 Beamers, they went mad. There's a lot of stuff out there that if you've got a good eye for it, you could really start to see some big gains happening in a shorter period of time, because the classic car market is just going stratospheric, to be fair, and not all of us have got the cash to buy high-end cars, which seem to get the most growth. But what I'm looking at here is the low-end growth, and hopefully something that's a bit more achievable for people on a more normal sort of salary, cash flow, that sort of thing. So I hope you like this video. If you want to pick up yourself and download the Excel document, I'll leave a link in the description. Drop your email in and I'll ping you over a copy. I'm not going to spam you or anything. I'll just send you over the document. That's it. So yeah, make sure you do that. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, share with your friends, and thanks for watching. I'm out.